Yeah, right. With what's going on with the vouchers, is the term voucher is kind of an antiquated finance term. It's almost like, this is what we want to purchase, then it's the pre-purchase order is really the voucher. It's our intent to purchase something. So it's before a purchase is made. So what you're approving every month with the presentation of vouchers are purchases that have already occurred. So, which is good. It's good to have that list.
We're approving the payment, correct?
Well, they've already been paid.
They've been paid.
Right, so that's what if like someone on the board, or the board's just like, wait, we don't want this payment to happen, we would go, well, it's already been made, so so that's, I think we're gonna be working in the next board meeting to make that change in the bylaws. Because you are not required, the Ohio Revised Code does not say that you have to approve vouchers. It's really a,
They have a guideline.
yeah, and it's not even within that, like, all you have to do as a board is approve your appropriation ordinance. So any financial reporting is really up to you how you want it to be done. So the presentation of vouchers, again, is kind of an old practice that has been carried forward. What you are approving every month is purchases that have already occurred. So it's really up to you what kind of financial reporting you want to have, and do you want to approve it? What point in the game do you want to approve it? And what kind of control? So we'll have that discussion next month.
Now, is this chart that we're looking at, Exhibit 1, is that how we're going to look at things going forward?
If you would like to. Right now, that is internal for employees, to just let the employees know where their spending is. If that's something that the board would like to see, that level of detail.
Is this a program or something that you came up with?
It's the information from UAN refined in an Excel spreadsheet. So I basically take when we close the month, here's the totals, and then it's in a more digestible format.
Does it populate
The
all
Excel
the
spreadsheet.
program, or is this something you actually had to do? This looks like a ton of work.
It's kind of just updating. I'm a click and paste. It seems like a lot, but
Well, it doesn't auto-populate.
it doesn't auto-populate. No, there are reports that come off of UAN, but this just gives a lot more detail
No,
than
this is
in presentation.
Yeah, they're general.
down to the penny.
Yeah. So I think that would be the discussion. What, are you okay with the financial reports that are given to you? Do you want more detail? Do you want to see the POs? What would you like to approve? So I think that's going to be the discussion we'll have next month with the changes in bylaws that will be presented.
I think you've done a great outline here, and this is a good report, and I think that's the way to go forward. Everybody really understands what they can and cannot do.
Right, yeah. And so that's really important, and then having the purchase order listing, because that gives you, employee at the park district, okay, what's my threshold to spend? What do I have availability of funds in these particular account lines?
Excellent.
And then to Jen's credit, I really like how she does the monthly financial statement. Essentially, another way of looking at it is a cash balance statement, some private sector terminology there. And, as you know, you approve the annual budget, but you get a month-by-month look. And I really like the column of percent budget used as opposed, and the benchmarks as opposed to what was budgeted. So it's a wonderful monthly financial statement, and a great tool for a board that only meets once a month. It lets you track on the annual budget that you approved, so where we stand.
And these are all audited, once your fiscal year, January.
Yeah, we're at a January 1 to December 31st fiscal year, and the size of our entity, we are they're audited every 2 years, so an audit consists of the 2 prior years.
Yeah, I didn't notice that column before, that is good.
Yeah. And as with the format of the financial statements, going forward with next fiscal year, we'll be able to have, because of the level of detail, like the prior years, like, say it's the May or the April report, you'll have, in April 2023, you'll have the April 2022, like where you're spending and tracking, so you'll have that information. But since we've had the switch over in financial systems, we've not been able to have that detail quite yet, but we will going forward into next year.
Great.
All right, thank you, Jen. Any other questions for Jen? Go ahead and move on to new business, planning and operations update. Matt, you want to bring us up to speed on construction projects?
Yeah, thanks. In front of you is kind of all the capital improvement projects currently at different phases of construction for this year. The Westwoods roof, we did award that project to A-Star. We executed the agreement. We're just working out a final schedule, and once we approve that, then we'll issue the notice to proceed. So what you're looking at there is basically the original construction budget, the original award price, and then the current cost right now for the projects. Throwing Meadows, that project, the pollinator garden was awarded. That agreement's been executed, and we should be seeing that construction start mid to late June of this summer. Beaver Creek Restoration, that is a carryover from last year. We are utilizing a little bit of remaining funding on that project and installing some additional wetland pools and some plantings out there. So that should be kind of taking place later this month, and we'll be finishing that project up. And then Veterans Legacy Woods, Phase 1, which was started last year. Last week was good with the dry weather. They pretty much finished up all their punch list items. There was some landscaping and seeding. So we should hope to have that pretty much wrapped up here in the next week or so. And then Veterans Legacy Woods Lodge, that HVAC improvement is out to bid, and that bid opening's May 30th. So hopefully we'll be coming back next month with a award to recommend to the board. And then the last couple projects, Bessie Benner, that's in Mountain Park, and the Westwoods, those are 2 internal projects. So anything with our construction crew, the actual budget amount and the award, the current construction costs will increase as we order materials and complete things and things are built out. So those prices will actually kind of go up each month as we work through the projects. And then the asphalt improvements at Walter C. Best, we're working through getting the plans ready to go out to bid on that. So that's pretty much everything currently that's going on construction-wise.
What's the asphalt improvements at Best?
So at Best, the parking lot off of 44, we've been doing some crack sealing the last few years maintenance-wise. With what we did last summer, it's probably to a point where we should either mill or do an overlay. So we're looking at that parking lot, overlaying that.
What's Lucy Dam?
Losi Dam is actually over off of Maplehouse Trail North in Chardon. We are a 18% owner.
We're, yes.
And there's 5 different owners of the dam, but we're doing some work with ODNR is making recommendations of improvements that need to be made to the dam. So we're going through and working on getting those improvements made. I think John's working a little bit more directly on that project.
Yeah, we're one of the owners.
Who are the other owners?
Pentair, NOF, and Litzen Company. Yeah, so.
Are they participating?
They are, and we have a third party holding, and on projects. All right, moving on to projected capital improvements. I'm going to go ahead and read the memo from Matt to me. John has requested the following as an updated list of major capital improvement projects, stream and habitat restoration projects, and potential land acquisition of properties to connect and enhance existing park properties for the next 7 years.